Hello my lovely butterflies. I hope everyone is doing swell today on this beautiful Sunday, or at least here in New Jersey it is. It snowed yesterday and I love how the sun reflects off of the snow the next day, and it's just so bright and beautiful. I love brightness, I love light, I love windows. Just having a fantastic morning today. But I woke up thinking about something and I just wanted to share my thoughts. I was reading an article. Actually, I had already contemplated the idea of not giving Christmas gifts. Not to my relatives, not to my children. And my children are 13, 11, and 3 years old. And it seems like a daunting idea because that's what society's expectations, I guess. And even for my children, it might be somewhat of a far-fetched idea. So the reason why I was thinking this, and hear me out on this one, because I know it might be hard for some people to accept this as fact. Every year, at the end of the year, we are basically pressured into buying a bunch of gifts for people. Most of the time, these people don't like the gifts. We don't really think about what we're giving them, so they might re-gift it, or it might collect dust, they might throw it out. So we're spending money, going into debt with our credit cards and whatnot for the sake of what? Approval, acceptance. And then I came to think of something that this article that I read recently on, I follow a page on Facebook called Collective Evolution, and interestingly enough, they brought on my newsfeed an article of how to be mindful around the holidays. And it is right on point to all the thoughts I've been having these past few weeks, you know, leading up to the holidays. So I want to read a little bit of what, you know, caught my attention in this article, and I want you guys to kind of listen with an open mind. Don't mind my 3-year-old, he's being a little brat out there. Let's see. Here we are again, another year, another holiday shopping season. This is the time of year where we become bombarded with expectations. Buying presents, attending holiday parties, sending out holiday cards, a non-stop frenzy that brings both joy and frustration. And for most people, it's frustration. And it is also one of the rare times that we buy things for others out of obligation. Though we say what we want to, we only seem to want to around the same time every year. Our acts of kindness are met with thanks, hugs, and smiles. But once the afterglow of the holidays wears off, the gifts we receive are likely to collect dust while they wait out their ride to the landfill. This isn't only due to our disinterest, but the inevitable degradation of nearly every product in circulation today, both with disposable and durable goods alike. Now, that just kind of enlightened me to think like, yeah, why is it that all of a sudden people need stuff around this time of year when we didn't need it 11 months ago? Maybe we don't actually need it. Okay, so then I'm going to skip around this. I'll link this article for anyone who's interested in reading it. It's very enlightening, to say the least. And then it goes on to say at another part, it says, our needs and wants are subjective. I know what you're thinking. You're not one to get caught up in the holiday consumer frenzy. You'd rather get yourself and the people you know things they need. And in case then, I have to ask you, why didn't you just buy what was needed sooner? If someone needs something, does it make sense to make them wait until some arbitrary date to receive it? To quote sociologist Juliet Shore in her book, The Overspent American, what we want grows into what we need at a sometimes dizzying rate. The truth is, what we want has now become what we need, which when broken down makes sense. We bring something new into our lives and we want to become dependent on it. even if we were doing just fine without it. In a short span of time, we've created a dependency. With every new app or gadget that makes our lives easier, something is lost in the process. Think I'm making this up? Next time you drive out of town, try doing something without the help of Google or Apple Maps. True. Okay. What needs to change? We need to shift our attention away from wondering what we're going to buy next. Instead, focus on what our core needs are. To be honest about them and not twist them to include superficial desires. Most of us see the flaws in giving gifts as a symbol of love and affection, but we do it anyway because that's what we have been groomed to do. If contributing to waste, both literal and financial, concerns you, then stop participating in its vicious cycle. Understand that you, more likely than not, do not need a new TV, computer, cell phone, or whatever is hot right now. What you do need is nutritious food, good health, and a roof over your head. If you have these three things, you are wealthy in every way that matters. So unless you're going to give food to someone who's hungry or lend a hand in improving someone's life in a very real way, think more deeply about why you participate in the things that you do. Is it a choice you consciously made, or was it subconsciously made for you? That is food for thought. Jeez. These words just resonate with me deeply. Especially since my daughters go to an inner city charter school. And every morning we have to drive through the slums of the city, so to speak. And I see people that are high on drugs, that are under the influence of alcohol, that live on the streets. And yesterday my daughter had to take an exam. We passed by and it was freezing cold because it was snowing. And there was this man sleeping on the doorstep of a building. And he had a bunch of blankets. And it broke my heart to such a degree that I said to myself, definitely no presents this year. This man is living out there and everybody's just passing him by very nonchalantly. No one even notices. I wish I had the means to do so much more for this guy. He looked like he was really cold. And I don't know how he was able to survive with the blankets because I had a coat on and I still felt cold when I was outside. So to me, it just seems so clear. And I really would love to do random acts of kindness, and not just because of the holidays. I want to continue random acts of kindness throughout this whole year and extend it throughout my whole life, because that's really what being human is about. And so I want to teach my kids that same principle. And I know this year I have no doubt that this might be shocking for them, even as they watch this video. But even though I'm not giving them physical gifts, the gift I'm giving them this year will last throughout their lifetime. And even though they might not understand it at this point, they will understand it later on in life. I see time after time relatives give them gifts and all they do is collect dust, or they don't like it so they just let it be. I end up discarding it or donating it. And it just goes to show that we don't need these things. And being in the position that I was, where at one point I wasn't even sure where we were going to live, having a cozy home, a bed, food, that is really all we need. There's nothing else we need. And having them in my life, it's really all. Having love in your life. And so really just partaking in these family celebrations, I love just being present in the moment with my family and laughing and enjoying ourselves and catching up on our lives, because we're all so busy doing our things, we never even have time to sit down and have an actual conversation. I love all that. But I refuse to be part of the chaos that this time brings. I will just be present each day, be present, be here in the moment with my loved ones, with all the things I do have and that I'm grateful for on so many levels. And that is all I need. So I hope you receive this message with an open mind. I know it might not be for everyone. And like I said, it might be shocking for many, but this is really the real reason why I'm not giving gifts this year. And I don't feel apologetic for it whatsoever. I think it's the best thing I could have ever thought of. And I think I will continue this tradition from now until forever. Anywho, fly free butterflies. Bye.